Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hello, everyone. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Hello, everyone. Ojulari one. Hello. Hello, Larin Hadi. I'm going to say her real name. Hello, Rotimi Ebenezer. Hello, Ms. Einig. Hello, Miss Mercy. How are you? Hello, Faluke. I greet you too. Hello, Miss Fag Baby. What's going on? What's the update? Shoot me a text. Let me know what's going on. What's the update? I need to know. Hello. Greetings to you as well. Hi, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Olubobo. Sorry. I love that. So my 11-year-old TJ, his one of his nicknames is Tush Bobo. He's got a okay, yeah, perfect. He's got a whole lot of nicknames. Hello, Mayor 381. How are you doing? Hello, Black. Um, Epic movement referred. You can ask your question, but I'm going to give you a general answer. If you need something more specific to your case, you will need to set up a consultation. Thank you, Larry and Hadi. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, it's my mother's birthday today, so I didn't really dress her, but so my mom, she is the party queen of Worcester, Massachusetts. And when I say party, like, see, COVID put a whole lot. I know she's on, but first of all, thank you to all of those who took time to say happy birthday to my mother. She doesn't mind me sharing her age. She's 69. She looks great for 69. So she is, I mean, she gave me life. What can I say? So thank you so much for taking time out to say happy birthday to her. But today is more about because she one big parties here. People man love like Worcester, Massachusetts. There are a lot of Nigerians there. It's a suburb of Boston. I lived there for a while. When I tell you my mom's a queen of parties, I don't know how she does it, but she would wear rings on all fingers like that. So today I was like, I may not wear all fingers, but I will wear two. See, like that. So yeah, so thank you all. Say happy. I know that she's on yet, but if you see Aditone 63 on, that's my mama. She lives in Massachusetts. My mother and my siblings all live in Massachusetts. I'm the only one. I've always been the odd child. I'm crazy like that. But anyway, happy Tuesday, everybody. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olaleye Samuel Omobaba Samu. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. She's going to jump, I'm sure. So happy birthday, Mama. Everyone says happy birthday. So, unless you've been living under a rock, but I'm an immigration lawyer based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. My firm handles that case type. We can do represent immigration clients regardless of where you live. Hear me loud and clear. Immigration law is federal practice. I get that question every single day. So, Sissy lawyer, Alabama lewa. Texas, Missouri. I'm actually heading to Missouri next month. Yeah, last week in May for a green card interview. So it doesn't matter. If a lawyer is licensed in the state, they practice immigration law, they can represent you in any state. So I am licensed in Alabama and the state of New York. I'm still gonna move to New York when my kids are much older. I still have an 11-year-old to raise. So I'm still here for a while. But yes, so I can do represent immigration clients. Truth be told, more than half of my immigration clients are actually not residents of the state of Alabama. So there you go. But if you need, hello, Mr. Taiwo, how are you doing? If you need to contact our office, our number is 334-341-4475. You can also visit our website at olalayelawfirm.com, OLALEYE lawfirm.com. Send me an email directly, aos@olalayelawfirm.com. But the fastest way is to send us a text. Send a text to the office number. We try to respond. One of the paralegals or myself or Chris, somebody's going to respond to you, or Joanne. Someone will respond to you. If you're trying to ask something that's more than one question that is general, we will let you know politely to set up a consultation, because I do more than my fair share of giving free information. But anyway, if you have not subscribed to your YouTube channel, please stop by on YouTube and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and we would appreciate that. Like our Facebook page, share videos, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram. I barely go on LinkedIn, but if you're on LinkedIn, that's fine as well. But anyway, let's get right to you. Y'all already know the deal. If you've got questions, put them in the comment section, and then we'll get there. Hello, Mr. Sugar. How are you? Hello. Okay, I see questions, but let's get right into what I want to talk about. So I had put a post up asking, what I do that from time to time, what you guys want to hear about. So majority of people said they want to hear about what exactly is this new policy that was released April. Well, it's a memorandum, internal memorandum, but there's nothing hidden with immigration. We know as hell. We need to know about priority and non-priority cases in removal proceedings. Who's going to benefit, and how is it going to be affected? How does it work? What's going to happen? All those questions. So let's get right to it. So you already know that I read something and I try to bring it to you guys the way I understand it, that makes it as easy. See, if something is complicated, I don't do complicated. My work is a lot of complication. So I got to be able to explain it to myself, then explain it to somebody else. And that's how I raise my kids. Like I tell them, listen, there is no one that has two heads. If somebody can get 100 in any class, you can. Just look at it. If it looks too hard, take a deep breath, take a step back, look at it again. Try to read it, explain it to yourself, and there you go. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So this evening, and once again, if you need to contact our office, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can see the number on 334-341-4475. So removal proceedings, let me make sure I'm spelling well, prosecutorial discretion, and more. What does it mean? Many more people are actually in proceedings more than you know. Being in removal proceedings is basically that USCIS has issued your notice to appear in immigration court based on the fact that they're alleging that you're here illegally, or you have done something, you have committed an act that now makes you inadmissible as and continue to be a legal permanent resident of the United States. For the most part, most of the people that I represent are in removal proceedings mainly because of two things: unlawful presence after denial of an application, or during the process of an application, or referred from the affirmative asylum office to immigration court. Those are the two main two reasons that, for me, main cases that I take. So April 3rd, the DHS secretary issued, the policy has actually been in place, but the chief prosecutor for ICE has now issued this memorandum to the office of legal counsel, ICE attorneys, basically in every state. ICE attorneys are the attorneys that represent the United States government against the respondent in the removal proceeding. Respondent is the person placed in removal proceeding. So they represent the United States government against you, saying you're here unlawfully. You've been here legally, but you have now committed an act that makes you inadmissible and deportable. That's their job. So their boss, the head prosecutor, has now issued a memorandum mandating them, basically, it's not optional, mandating them to now group cases into non-priority cases and priority cases. You following? So the question then is, okay, what does that have to do with me? If your case falls within the category of non-priority, then it has a lot to deal with you. Now let's take it one after another. Priority cases, what does that mean? So I made some note here so we can follow that note and let it make sense. Priority cases are going to be grouped into three. And basically, just want to bring it. Okay. It's going to be three. You have people who are a threat to the national security, people who are a threat to public safety, and people who pose a threat to border security. A person is a threat to national security if the person engages in acts of terrorism or terrorism-related acts, or otherwise, when you say otherwise in legal language, that means catch all, poses a danger to national security. Someone is a threat to public safety if the person has committed a criminal offense that is serious, not just a misdemeanor or petty theft or whatever. No, it's got to be serious criminal conduct, right? And a person poses a threat to border security if the person has been apprehended at the border, not tries to attempt to or tries or attempts to re-enter again, and keeps doing that, and anything else that may be compelling fact that will make ICE decide, okay, this person is a threat to border security. So if anyone falls within those three groups, basically they are priority cases that should proceed in immigration court and should be prosecuted all the way to the end, basically completed. No prosecutorial discretion, granted just discretionarily without being asked, and then they have to decide whether or not they would grant that. But priority cases basically stays in immigration court. Now, non-priority cases, on the other hand, will be cases that do not fall within any of those three groups. And so what does that mean? That means an example will be if you're just in immigration proceedings, mainly because you have you have exceeded your authorized stay and you're here unlawfully, and that's the reason why you have been referred to immigration court, then that is what they're calling non-priority cases. And so prosecutorial discretion is they're not being mandated to exercise prosecutorial discretion towards non-priority cases, whether or not, this is where it matters, whether or not the respondent ask or their attorneys ask. Whether or not you ask or not, ICE attorneys are now being mandated by themselves to look at these cases as a way to promote the Biden administration policy on immigration as far as family reunification and the fact that the United States is a country of immigrants, which is the truth. So if your case is priority, then that is going to court. It's going to stay in court. If your case is non-priority, then they are now required to apply prosecutorial discretion in different forms. What are those forms? It can include dismissal, administrative closure. Now, let's talk about that. A lot of people get that confused. When your case has been administratively closed in immigration court, the immigration court still has jurisdiction over your case. It's not removed from EOR jurisdiction. It stays there. That is completely different from when your case has been dismissed or terminated. Dismissal is the same thing as the termination of your proceedings. That basically removes your case completely out of EOR jurisdiction and back into the jurisdiction of USCIS. So you go from a defensive stance to back to an affirmative stance. That's the main difference. So prosecutorial discretion would include dismissal of proceedings, administrative closure of proceedings, continuation of proceedings, or any other form of relief that ICE attorneys believe will be beneficial. Joint motions to reopen, joint motions to continue, joint motions to reconsider, things that would aid to allow people to stay here that are non-priority cases and reduce the caseload in immigration court. So each office has their own criteria for how you will ask for prosecutorial discretion. But they're also saying don't wait for the respondents or their attorneys to actually ask. ICE attorneys by themselves, using their discretion, should go ahead and see what cases can benefit from this, and they should work together with the attorneys for the respondents or with the respondents themselves in exercising prosecutorial discretion. Example, you are someone who has filed for VAR, right? But you are in removal proceedings. Your attorney can ask, I usually ask, listen, I just emailed another attorney today. I'm laughing because his first name is Adam. That's his real first name, but I would leave his last name out. Because, see, I'm a Nigerian woman with feisty. So I didn't get a response from him the first time. So I decided to send him another email the second time. I still didn't get a response. I'm like, I'll be damned. You're going to respond to my email. So I sent a third email, and then he finally responded and says, Miss Ole, I'm in receipt of your 2 previous emails, but you are slowing the process down by repeating the same message. We are aware. I'm aware I'm the trial attorney on your client's case, and I will get back to you and give you notification or my decision soon. I'm aware of the April 3rd policy, but I thank you for reminding me. But hey, listen, at least you responded. I was like, oh, you finally responded. Now I know. So, so I'm not waiting for them to tell me. I'm emailing like, hey, I got a client. He's the only reason why he's in immigration court is unlawful presence. Can we just forget about that? Let us just deal with USCI. So I'm hopeful. I got one actually granted yesterday. Yes, it was Monday. Yes. So I'm hopeful that they will do that. So you file for VAR. Example is you file for VAR, right? You have a VAR petition pending with USCIS, but then you're removal proceedings. So you're filing your application for relief, your 485. That's your application for relief, because you can also file VAR cancellation removal in court. But let's say you're filing for 485. If you're granted, so this memo, this policy is saying, don't wait for them to ask. Look at this case and say, what else does a person have that is besides the unlawful presence? Nothing. Okay, this is a non-priority case. Can we exercise prosecutorial discretion here and reduce a case load in immigration court in our jurisdiction? Yes. So we can move to terminate. We can ask the immigration court, this is a non-priority case. We don't, DHS does not oppose a motion to terminate and take it out of immigration court and give it back to USCI as the person is no longer in remote proceedings. Everybody's happy. And you may say, what happens to your 485? They will transfer you to the office, the USCIS office that has jurisdiction over you. That's an example. Another form of prosecutorial discretion that they're asking them to do. Now, don't quote me on this, people. Am I a lawyer? So no, don't say that. But they are asking the ICE attorneys to reconsider already issued notice to appear. So if you have been issued a notice to appear in immigration court and it's been filed, and now but your proceedings have not started, they're asking them to use prosecutorial discretion to reconsider, okay, is this a non-priority case? If it's a non-priority case, that they can actually make a motion before the judge to recall that notice to appear in immigration court. And then that's the end of your case. Another form of prosecutorial discretion is if they have issued a notice to appear in immigration court, but it has not been filed with EOIR. Basically, immigration court has not had jurisdiction over your case yet. It's been issued, but not filed. They're also asking them to exercise prosecutorial discretion in recalling that issued, but not filed notice to appear, so you don't even have to deal with immigration court at all. It's kind of hot in here. I think I have the heater on. So that's that in a nutshell. That's what it's all about. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. That's basically what it is. So, all right, let me take some questions. And Let's see. I can tell you I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions today, but let's see. Thank you, Moon and Star. I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. Hello, Mr. Fagola. Hello, Mr. Carisola. Pleasant evening to you as well. Oh my world, Gene Z's on my vow finally got approved last week. Hallelujah. Oh, I put a post up last week and I said, if you are eligible for VAWA, this is the time for you to file your VAWA petition. When I say this is the time, under this current administration is when you want to file your VAWA petition. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. This is the time. What we are seeing, what they are doing in reconsideration, in reopening, and just actually recalling requests for evidence, or not even waiting for you to respond and they're approving VAWA petitions. This is the time you want to file your VAWA petitions. Under this current administration, you want to start your case. Just saying. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay. But congratulations, Jean. That is awesome. Alrighty. Moon and Star, my spouse filed an I-130 for me, and he was very abusive and I converted to VAWA. And my I-36 was approved. Awesome. And my approval notice, my priority date was March 31, 2016. What does it mean? I filed I-36045 together in November 2018, and how long do I have to wait for interview? So, disclaimer, if you want anything specific to your case, you got to set up a proper paid consultation. That's no excuses, no exceptions. So just generally, if you had a pending I-130, in your case, Mood and Star, if you did it yourself or if you had an attorney help you, what happened is because you had an I-130, which you were the beneficiary of, which I'm sure if you look at your I-130, that date, March 31st, 2016, will be the priority date on your I-130 receipt notice. So if you check it, if most likely almost 100%, that's the date on that. You're able to recapture that date of your I-130. That's why that's probably there. That's why it's there. No problem. Okay. Is a work permit the same as E80 card, and does the advance parole on the same card, or is it separate? It depends. Now they're trying to separate them so the E80 does not, advance parole doesn't slow down processing of E80 and vice versa. But E80 is the same thing as work permit. Yes. Hello, Mr. West. How are you? We are doing well. Thank you for asking. Okay, 𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐻, how can you check if someone is on removal proceedings? If you go to, just put in Google EOIR case status, put in your alien number, and it will let you know if you have a pending case or not. If nothing shows up, call the 1-800 number, and you would put in it would walk you through, put in your alien number, and it will let you know whether or not EOR has any record on your alien number. Hello, Mr. Kwame. You are absolutely welcome. Okay. I hope that I answered all the questions because you're one of those who wanted this topic. Yeah. What if you already have PD for some years now? Can they cancel the person back to USA? What was the form of PD you were granted? That determines whether or not you're still in immigration court jurisdiction or you're back to USCIS. How are you? I'm good. I got prima facie for VAWA petition more than 1 year. What would be my next step, please? You're just gonna have to wait. Yeah. Asylum denial. Yeah, but asylum denial is not were you administratively closed so you can explore other options of relief? Was it terminated? What was it? And then if it was terminated, then you would USCIS will have jurisdiction over you. Then you would depend on what you are eligible to file. because it's just not, and this is why I do consultation, because if you've ever had a consultation with me, like I can ask you all questions till Jesus comes. I tell you people, when I always tell people, hey, listen, do the 1 hour, it's not because I'm trying to just sell you consultation. It's because by the time we get to 30 minutes and I say, well, time is up, people are like, oh no, time is up. Because there's a lot that goes into trying to figure out and get to the bottom. And I'm very, 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 I am extremely detailed. Like I would ask you everything on the kitchen sink. Best. I have my bad interview. You asked me that same question the last time. Your best bet is to sit down and work with an immigration lawyer. That's the best advice I can give you. I can give you any advice more than that. It would be just best for you to have and sit down with an immigration lawyer. Okay, I'm curious. It does make sense. I appreciate you for breaking it down. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Okay, let's switch over to Instagram and see how many questions. Okay, no, I cannot do all of that. Black, can a parent who is a U.S. citizen file for a child over the age of 25 with an adjustment of status while that child is in the U.S.? A U.S. citizen is able to file for any child of any age, whether married or not. The question is, can they get their green card in the U.S.? They can get a green card in the U.S. if at the time their priority date becomes current, they are in lawful status, except that person is immediate relative. Immediate relatives do not have priority dates. They always have visas. Spouses, children under the age of 21. So for someone who's 25, they are a preference category. The only way they would not have to leave the United States is if at the time their priority date becomes current, they are in some kind of lawful non-immigrant status. If not, they would have to leave the country to get their immigrant visa. Let's see. No, people, I cannot again. So what I can do, go through the questions. If I miss your question, it's not intentional. It's just because I do not have the time. And so the video requests, I have 5 video requests. Give me 1 second, people. And I will see. I think what I'm going to do one of these days is to have like a moderator, and we'll see through the questions and see which ones are more frequent. Hello, how long do you wait if you file for your citizenship? It depends on the field office. I've had cases where we had the whole entire process done in 2 months. When I say entire process, from the day they received the application to the day the client was sworn in. And I have cases we've been waiting over a year. It just depends on what state you live in and how busy they are. Genesis, how long take transfer case to embassy? I'm assuming you mean how long does it take the National Benefit Center to transfer your case to the field office? That's subjective. Like there's no set time like regular person time. We don't have that. Becky's Closet. I'm still married to a U.S. citizen and I have 10-year green card. When can I file for citizenship? It depends on when you became a permanent resident. If you've already been a resident for 3 years, you're still in marital union with that person, then you will be eligible. Generally, how much do you take for vow? My fees. A lot of people ask me how my fees. I don't have 2 clients that have the same fees. I don't have set fees. We just don't. Everyone's case is completely different. Fees depend on what has to be done in your case. What do you have? Children that are going to be part of your case? Do you have criminal records? Do we have to do more affidavits for your good faith? For instance, in a VA case, because you don't have records, you have to do more affidavits from people than necessary because you just don't have those. It just depends. I don't have range. I don't have set fees. Fees are determined when you've done a consultation, and then I know what we need to do, and I explain everything to you. You understand what, and we have payment plans as well. But if you want to file for bar, now is the time. Diddy Ife, I saw your post about working more than 180 without a permit. Can you throw more light on that? My permit has expired, but for some reason I can still work with it since. What do you mean for some reason? If your work permit is expired. There's no for some reason, unless you have that receipt notice like gives extension. But that's not what my post is about. So you're getting it completely wrong, Didi. And I think I know the post I put up. Are you talking about is the one for employment-based green card petitions applications? If you have worked unauthorized for more than 180 days, that is a ground for inadmissibility when it comes to employment-based green card petition. So that's completely different from what you're talking about. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thanks, ma'am, for always sharing this information on here at no cost. It really goes a long way. Thank you. And that's why I charge for consultation, because I give a lot of things. I can tell you how many people have almost every day. Someone's going to say, you know what? I did a consultation with you. I watched all your YouTube videos, and that's how I was able to know what I needed to do to respond. Some people can do without lawyers, which I never advise. But my point is, a lot of people are helped, and that makes me happy. Okay. Let's see. I'm doing good, Miss 𝐸𝐺𝐻𝐸. Adeolu, they will respond. I'm not seeing. I haven't had anyone in my firm yet where we requested expedited service and they haven't responded within latest by 60 days for healthcare workers. But so, when did you call them? Okay. All right, that's a repetitive. If you file for VA after being denied for marriage base because husband was abusive and lied to your officer and you receive a letter stating biometrics was applied to the case, but no prima facie, it doesn't mean you will get prima facie. When did you file? Just be patient. I applied I applied for VA and got my E80 and I-131 approved. Does it show a good sign of VA approval? No, it has nothing to do with that. Okay. All right, people. I think I got maybe one or two, and now we'll. After interview, my I-130 approved and my I-45 is pending. What could cause this? I-145 is just basically about making sure you're not inadmissible. That's basically what that is. I can't tell you why it's pending, but that's what it is. But if you want to know more, you have to do a proper consultation. What happened if USCIS does not send a receipt after 2 months on VAWA? I have some cases that I filed March, first week in March. I'm still waiting on receipt notices, which is very unusual. But attorneys, we have an email address that we can use to contact Vermont Service Center directly. And they responded to one and they said they claim they had sent receipt notices, but I asked for duplicates. I'm still waiting for a response on the other one. If you have an alien number already, write them. You can call it 1-800 number because it's a VAWA case. They will not give any information. So write them with your alien number, asking and letting them know you haven't received a receipt notice and see what happens. Why are 2-year green card holders given extension when they apply for tenure? So that that's your evidence that you're still in legal status while they work on your petition. Can I withdraw my I-45 and refile it? I haven't gone for interview and I have a pending VAWA case. Why would you want to withdraw if you have a pending VAWA case? I don't. So my mama's on. So I did turn 63. So that's the birthday girl. Thanks to everyone who took time to wish her happy birthday. What happened when I put in with my kids? Abs day. I don't understand your question. Okay. I cannot take any more questions. All right, people. Thank you to everybody who jumped on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Um, hopefully as well, Mr. Akira on. Hello, hash hash. How are you? Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you to all those who jumped on. Once again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Share this video. There are a lot of people who would benefit from that. I just know there is hope. There is hope. Bible says Abraham hoped against hope. Like, call me crazy. There's some, like, I'm the kind of person that wears my emotions on my sleeves. So if I get, when I get every, I don't care how good or excellent an attorney is. I don't care who you are. Everyone has got denials upon denials upon denials. It's just the name of the game, you know. But I'm the kind of person, like, I'm looking, what's the option? What's the next step? And I keep hoping until Jesus comes back. Because if you don't have hope, what else are you gonna have? But I truly, truly believe that this administration is doing all they can to show that the United States really is more tolerant. There's going to be a lot of racism everywhere we go. But this administration, they're doing things. We're getting memos, we're getting emails that's making me know. Thank you, Lion Hutton. That this is the time you want to get your immigration cases going. This is not the time for you to try to do a DIY situation. There's some cases that are pretty straightforward. I get that, but not everyone. Thank you for all the birthday wishes to my mom. But not everything is, because when you get stuck, then you got to pay all over. So, but if you are eligible for something, you're not sure, consult with an immigration lawyer. But at the end of the day, pray, leave it at the altar, leave it at the feet of Jesus, and let him just, you do your best, and let him do the rest. And I pray that we all find favor, that God gives us favor beyond what you can even ask or imagine, that God will direct those who will stand in to make decisions on your life, on your immigration applications and petitions, that God would direct them in what way to go. And that way will be to give you favor, to show you mercy. But most importantly, you've got to believe it here. I had someone who I consulted with in Atlanta about 2 months ago, and I told her, like, listen, it may look like it's undoable, but God is able. I have yet to see where he has ever failed. I said, your case looks like it may never be reopened, but you've got to keep believing. I kid you not, this is a VAWA case, and not only was her case reopened after being denied, but the RFE, which was the basis for a denial, they didn't even bother about that. Her case was approved a couple days ago. When I tell you, people, it goes beyond what man can do. It is about God stepping in and stopping the hand of evil and allowing you to have a way and a breakthrough. That's all that matters. And as long as you keep believing, got to start here. Once you keep believing that it's possible, even when it looks impossible. Hey, let me start the church in here. Even when it looks impossible, you got to remember that whose report will you believe? That's all. All right, until next time.